Hello YouTube, this is Necrostevo and you're watching one of my narrated Wi-Fi battles. I hope you all have had a great Friday. I myself spent today subbing for some high school students. It was an interesting day. Nothing really of note, but the entire printer network in the whole school went down, so teachers weren't able to print tests. They weren't able to print assignments. The students just got a free day. We sat in what class was I in? Yeah, that was an English class, and we ended up just watching Shrek because the teacher couldn't print the test. And I haven't seen Shrek in a few years, so that that was an easy sub day. Anyways, though, if you guys have any interesting plans this weekend, let me know. Of course, today's match is a match against StreetFlare. It's I was using my same ICL team. This is actually going to be the last match I upload from this. Then my next set of matches is actually going to be from the Winter Friendly. But this is against StreetFlare, one of the individuals from the Pokemon Melbourne Facebook group. Now, if you guys are interested in joining any of their competitions, whether it be for practice or just to get some experience against players from Australia, be sure to go check out their group. I'll leave a link in the description. They actually do they do weekly VGC tournaments, which is a good way to practice, and it's just fun to play against other skilled players. I thought that this match was notable just because my opponent used some interesting Pokemon, and I kind of get to pull off my Cinccino Golurk strategy a little bit easier than I do in other matches. So again, be sure to go check it out, and look forward to me posting some of the winter-friendly matches coming up, probably next week or a little bit after that. And let's go ahead and get into this match and the team preview. So you see that he has a Golduck, a Whimsicott, a Blastoise, and a Stoutland. Very odd team. It's odd that you see Stoutland without the Sandstorm, so I wasn't really sure what to expect. He didn't even have a Tyranitar, a Powdon, and his other two Pokemon, I don't remember. But since I didn't see Weather with this team, I expected Golduck to be a Airlock variant, or I'm sorry, a Cloud9 variant to get the ability name right, which means, of course, no weather will be in effect while Golduck is out on the field. So I figured it wasn't prudent to start off with my Ninetales because Golduck would probably lead off since he didn't have weather of his own. And I actually also expected Stoutland to lead off with Intimidate since I didn't see any sand. Now, Whimsicott is quite versatile in VGC. With Prankster, it can do anything from set up substitutes and subseeds to set up Tailwind to Encore. It can be extremely annoying. Golduck, I wasn't sure what to expect. I was expecting maybe a Scarf variant. But I figured starting off with Cinccino and Golurk was a good bet because I could outspeed either of them most likely, unless his Whimsicott had a max speed investment, and polish one of them off. So I go ahead and Focus Punch right off the bat. He goes for Tailwind with his Whimsicott, which I thought was interesting because now that definitely tells me that Golduck is not Scarfed. Of course, Tailwind does not activate the turn that you use it. It doesn't kick in until the very next turn. So that means I'm able to get off Focus Punch on the Whimsicott before Golduck hits my Golurk with an Ice Beam. I'm guessing he went for Ice Beam in case I switched in Venusaur, expecting the obvious water attack. Also, his water attack might be Surf, which it actually does turn out that it is Surf, and you probably didn't want to hit Whimsicott that early on. I did know that I could live any one hit that he went for, and I'm happy I just went straight for the Focus Punch instead of trying to set up a sub right there, because Whimsicott is going to be annoying. Now, expecting him to go for another Ice Beam, I just go out into my Ninetales, and I protect with Cinccino just to see what he's going to do. I figured he'd maybe Substitute or Leech Seed, and maybe just try to hit my other Pokemon. So that actually works out. He does end up trying to go for Leech Seed, and he does go for the Ice Beam, so he wasn't over-predicting there, but at the same point he was making the safe play. He really had no reason to over-predict. I had two Pokemon weak to Ice, only one thing that resisted it and one thing neutral, so why not go for the Ice Beam? Whereas if he went for the Water move, I had two Pokemon weak to two Pokemon weak to Water. But of course, spread damage, take that into account. But you actually see that he has the Water Gem, so that's basically going to bypass my Sun for the turn. He actually does knock out his Whimsicott, which I thought was a little bit odd that he actually decided to knock out his Whimsicott, but it doesn't end up mattering. Fortunately, though, the Sun allows my Cinccino to live, which doesn't really matter because I had a Focus Sash. But unfortunately, though, the Bullet Seed is not going to hit more than twice, which is a little annoying. If it had hit 4 times, I could have taken out the Golduck right there. And with the Tailwind up, he's going to outspeed my Cinccino. So he has one more turn on Tailwind, I believe. And so I need to play this a little bit carefully. I didn't expect him to go right on into Scotland. He actually does, though, and that means Intimidate is going to hit my Golurk, which is unfortunate. But at the same time, I didn't want to send in my Venusaur, because with the Cloud 9, the Tailwind from Golduck would allow him to outspeed my Venusaur and hit it with an Ice Beam. Also with Cloud 9, I wouldn't be able to use Solar Beam. So right now, my main focus is the Golduck, now that I see kind of the moves that it has and what it has going on. He goes for Retaliate with his Stoutland, which I was not expecting, to be completely honest. And of course, the Ice Beam is going to finish me off. I was actually hoping for min-max damage right there. Kind of just, because, you know, it was a little bit underneath half last time he hit me with an Ice Beam. But fortunately, though, now that we're here, the Tailwind is going to go down on this turn. So that's great. That means my Venusaur can come in. I can outspeed either of his 2 Pokemon. Hit him with a Life Orb, Stab, Solar Beam, which I love that move. It's just like using Kamehameha or a Solar Flare. Solar Flare doesn't really damage you, it just blinds you. I guess that'd be Flash. But once again, Bullet Seed shows its utility on Cinccino. I'm able to outspeed the Golduck and hit it with the Bullet Seed, and even though I'm intimidated, I am able to take it out. I think right here he actually predicted me to use Protect with my Venusaur, because it was fairly obvious that my Cinccino's utility was being worn down. And also, of course, the reason that he outsped me is because with the Cloud 9 up, I don't get my Chlorophyll boost until the next turn. So fortunately, Venusaur hits. His last Pokemon is Blastoise, which Blastoise really does look interesting when he's shiny. But that means he has to have 1 turn of mandatory sleep, which is going to be this turn. And I get to hit Blastoise with a Solar Beam, and unless he's specially defensive, and even if he were, I don't think it would matter very much. He might live if he were max special defense, max HP. But an Ice Beam from a Blastoise isn't going to do anything to Venusaur anyway. It might do half if he's max special defense. And that means I get to use another Solar Beam on the Stoutland. So I just get to kind of Solar Beam my way through the end of this match. I was hoping that I would be able to one-hit KO Stoutland. With Intimidate, I didn't know if he was running an interesting bulky build or something like that. But the turning point in that match was really when he decided to attack Cinccino with a normal gem boosted Retaliate when he could have hit Venusaur. I think if he had hit Venusaur, he actually probably would have ended up winning that match. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed the match. It was interesting to see a little bit more of an unconventional team, like the team I used. So, again, be sure to go check out the link in the description to find their group on Facebook. Feel free to say, hey, you're just interested in joining their VGC matches or their VGC practices. Because, you know, the more participants, the more fun everyone has. But look forward tomorrow. Guys, be thinking I'm going to post a little miniature update video kind of where my channel is right now and some things that I want to do coming up. And I want you guys to get some questions ready for a Q&A session. So I had someone suggest that I do another one of those videos. So just be getting your QA questions ready to post tomorrow on that video. And then I'll have fun answering those again. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I am going to go watch my little brother play soccer, varsity soccer for his high school team, and play a little bit more Ni no Kuni, and get some more job applications done. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you all later. Bye now.